I'd like to invite President Dorman to open the conference.
Good morning. Good morning, and it's wonderful to be here today, and thank you for coming and attending this opening ceremony, which of course includes the presentation of a number of awards to our distinguished alumni. Engineering, of course, is a long and very distinguished faculty and has produced some remarkable graduates over the many years. The graduates of engineering and architecture have in many ways changed the face of the Middle East. In the most fundamental way, by sending out talented alumni to many companies throughout the Middle East, the Gulf states, Saudi Arabia, and of course further abroad, but also changed the face of the Middle East in a very physical way by their constructing new buildings, bridges, all kinds of things that have literally changed the face of cities throughout this region. And it is my honor today to be able to open the second conference this academic year because, of course, last year's was postponed. And I had the great fortune of participating in an awards ceremony last fall and here again in the spring. So it's wonderful to be here again, to be able to recognize the distinguished alumni of the Faculty of Engineering and Architecture. I note, however, that for the second time in a row we have a group of award winners, all of whom are men. And I'm sure that one of these years we'll have a panel that is all women. So I look forward to that occasion sometime in the future. So I'll close my remarks here before I go too far. And thank you all for coming. I'm delighted to be here. And I believe Dean Hajj now has some further remarks for you. Thank you.
Thank you, President Dorman, Your Excellency, member of the Board of Trustees, President Dorman, distinguished alumni, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Let me start by saying that we did give awards to female alumni in the past. Not last fall, but we gave one 2 years ago, one 3 years ago. They were both architects. 2 years ago, yes. But the previous year also another female alumna, and we are hiring more female professors next year, and we are graduating more female students. So I'm sure in the future we'll have a set of 8 female distinguished alumni. Now, so I would like to welcome you all on behalf of the Faculty of Engineering and Architecture to this 8th FEA Student Conference. And this year, the conference is dedicated to the inauguration of the 15th AUB President, Dr. Peter F. Dorman. Also this year, the conference is being held in a newly renovated engineering lecture hall. And now, during the past 8 years, the conference has provided a forum for the students to write and present their work, their final year projects. It is an educational exercise for them, and they also prepare posters. The posters are displayed outside in the corridor. Hopefully in the future we can display them in the new Irani building. We have some space for the students there. But at the moment, the displays are outside. And so this is a combination. The conference, it is a student conference for current students and former students. So the alumni are also students. Welcome. And I'd like to welcome His Excellency Mr. Najib Miati. He is the brother of one of the distinguished alumni, Mr. Taha Miati. I will introduce after my talk this morning. So every year we select distinguished and accomplished alumni. We have a long list, and we invite them to come to campus and give plenary talks. So they have to work hard. They have to prepare a talk to come and talk about their careers here, so that they will be a role model for the students. They can see what they can be in the future. And so I will introduce the distinguished alumni after I finish my introductory speech. I will introduce all those who are here and give them the award before the plenary talks will start. But before I do that, I want to talk very briefly about what we have been doing in FEA in the past few years. In fall 2007, that is last year, we started offering PhD programs in all engineering disciplines. And it took a few years of preparation to be able to start the PhD program. It's not just a spur of a moment decision. We wanted to make sure we have the strong base to start to launch the program. Now we have 20 PhD students enrolled, very highly qualified individuals, and we are aiming to hire or enroll or admit perhaps 10 more next fall, depending on their qualifications, because they have to meet certain standards. And all of them are fully funded. We have registered the degree, PhD degree, like all our other degrees, with the New York State Education Department and with the government of Lebanon. So it is accredited and registered in both places. Research funding has increased. We have endowments, generous endowments to support research. We have gift money to support PhD fellowships and also undergraduate scholarships. So we have generous alumni and friends who contribute towards the educational mission of engineering and architecture, as well as AUB. And we have in FEA 4 endowed chair professorships. 2 of them are filled, and we are advertising for 2 more. And we are, thanks to the efforts of the faculty here, we are establishing and planning to establish collaborative programs and research projects with universities, institutions, and industry in Lebanon, in the region, and in the world, in the US, in Europe. So these are, some of them are on board, functioning, and some are in the making. So I'm glad to see all these activities happening. And next year, we are planning to start offering 2 new programs in FEA. One is in chemical engineering and one in construction engineering. We always invest in technology, in acquiring new laboratory equipment, and in acquiring new computer hardware and software every year for teaching and research purposes. Our FEA Career Center continues to help students for summer internship and for employment after graduation, and it establishes a link between the companies, universities, and our students, so they can have job opportunities when they graduate. And also, we have a website, we can interact with them, and we use this center to get feedback from the companies on how our graduates are doing in the field, to get feedback so that we can improve our educational mission. And this is part of our preparation for accreditation. Next year, we have the ABET, that is the Accreditation Board for Engineering and Technology, which is located in the US, but now it's becoming international. They will be visiting us to evaluate our programs, and I am confident that we'll get accreditation. We have been trying to invite them for the past few years, but they wouldn't come because of travel restrictions to Lebanon from the US. But this year we convinced them with some arm twisting from some members of the Board of Trustees. So finally they agreed to come and visit us next year. AUB also has plans to improve the FEA physical facilities, because we cannot advance and improve if we don't have the right physical environment. There are plans to build a new building. Already AUB built the CCC Scientific Research Building up the road from here, and it is fully occupied by engineering laboratories. And there are plans to build a new lab building called the Irani Oxy Engineering Complex. And we hope that the construction, or at least the digging for the building, will start this summer, so that in 2-3 years we'll have another brand new lab building. And there are plans to renovate all the existing buildings, the Rima Ghosn building, the Bechtel, and the architecture building. And this renovation of this hall is part of this plan. And we are receiving donations towards this renovation plans. So, as I say every year, AUB has always graduated men and women that have become leaders in their professions and in their communities. And AUB relies on the support of its alumni and friends to remain the premier university in the region and to continue to train the leaders of the future. Finally, I would like to thank the companies that contributed to support this conference. Their names are listed in the program and in the proceedings. And I also would like to thank the organizing committee of the conference and the contributions of the FEA faculty, students, and staff who worked very hard together to make this event possible. So now I would like to introduce this year's distinguished alumni. Thank you. What I will do, I will read a brief biography of each distinguished alumnus in the order presented in the proceedings. And then I will read the citation of the award, and then invite the president to come forward to present the award and the distinguished alumnus. And then we have 5 in the audience here. We have 6 distinguished alumnus alumni this year, but we have 5 in the audience. Number 6 is traveling. He'll be with us tomorrow, but I will read the citation, but he will get the award tomorrow. I'm going to start with Mr. Taha Miati. Mr. Miati was nominated and was supposed to get his award last year in May, but the conference, as President Dorman said, was postponed because of the events. So we worked hard on him and convinced him to come again this year because we wouldn't mail him the award. We wouldn't give him the award. He has to come and get it here. This is the condition. So I am very glad to see you here. We talked a lot over the phone and by email. Let me read briefly about his biography. Mr. Taha Miati was born in Tripoli. He was brought up in Beirut in a loving, close-knit family, and still a loving and close-knit family. He attended international college, so he's a graduate of IC, and later AUB, where he studied engineering and received BE in civil engineering in 1967. He is the founder and chairman of M1 Group. He started his career in the late 60s when he graduated in construction and engineering in the United Arab Emirates, and he developed his business into a dynamic, diversified international organization covering sectors as varied as telecommunications, retail, energy, travel, fashion, real estate, and more. More means something happened yesterday. So he keeps adding. He founded, after his graduation, a company, Arabian Construction Company. I discovered that the partner is also getting an award this year. It was not planned this way. I discovered it afterwards. Mr. Merabi, he will be introduced next. The company grew to become one of the largest construction companies in the Middle East. And in 1978, he moved back to Lebanon with his family, and he ran his business from here. And because of the war, he made international communication. In Lebanon, it was very difficult to communicate with Lebanon, I know, because I was outside Lebanon. And with all the infrastructure destroyed, he installed on the rooftop of the office building a satellite phone to help people communicate. I don't know if you will talk about this in your speech, but I will not. No, okay, so I will go short. So I will let him talk about his career, but I will say that through M1 Group, Mr. Miati continues his success story with diversified business ventures and investments worldwide. And I said the latest being the acquisition of prestigious French fashion label, Fauconable. So those who are looking for nice dresses, you have the person here to talk to. He is a philanthropist, a humanitarian. He is committed to various organizations in Lebanon and beyond. He is the chairman of Azm and Saadi Association, caring for the individual's welfare, assigning far-reaching health, social, education, and sports programs. I don't know if you'll talk about this, so I felt I should talk. But no, but he supports all the good causes, and including hospitals in the US and in Lebanon, and AUB, and of course, FEA. He contributed also to FEA. So I will let him talk about himself, but let me read the citation of the award and give you the award, and then you can, you have to wait until we finish all the 5 alumni, and then you can tell us. So the citation reads as follows. The FEA Distinguished Alumni Award is granted to Mr. Taha Miati in recognition of his renowned entrepreneurial leadership, his distinguished achievements in building highly successful businesses in the construction and telecommunication sectors, and his persistent confidence in Lebanon during its most difficult times. Congratulations. Our next distinguished alumnus is Mr. Ghassam Merabi, and I will be brief. Mr. Merabi comes from North Lebanon, from Akkar, and I understand he grew up in Tripoli. We have somebody from Akkar behind you. He's very happy. He received his bachelor's degree in civil engineering from AUB in June 1963. He began his career working for the Orient Construction Company in Lebanon before he left for Abu Dhabi to start with Mr. Miati and Anas Miati, I guess another brother or cousin, the Arabian Construction Company, ACC, which is a very successful and flourishing company, and in spite of the economic difficulties, they are strong. And since that time, offices have been established in Syria, Saudi Arabia, in Qatar. In Lebanon, the office was reactivated in 1989. It was the end of the civil war, and they have offices in Cairo, in Erbil, Iraq, in Amman, Jordan, in Pakistan and Yemen, and the list is growing. The Arabian Construction Company is considered a major player in modern construction industry in the region. During the 41 years of operation under the leadership of Mr. Ghassan Merabi, ACC has steadily grown with increasing standards of quality and value. And in 2008, ACC registered an estimated 10-digit dollar figure turnover for the year. So I will not mention the exact number. Mr. Merabi was the chairman of the Tripoli International Fair from 1994 to 1999. And he has been an advisor to the Bank of Audi. He's on the board of Bank Audi since 2004. Now his citation reads, the FEA Distinguished Alumni Award is granted to Mr. Ghassan Merabi in recognition of his long and distinguished career and accomplishments as an engineer and a contractor. Congratulations. President Dorman again to give the award. Our third recipient is Mr. Marwan Shdeed. Marwan Shdeed was born in Lebanon. He earned his bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering from AUB in 1982. So he's relatively young compared to the first two alumni. After graduation, he worked for Kattani Trading Company in Lebanon. And then in 1984, he accepted the position of project manager for construction at Consolidated Contractors Company, where he worked until 1992. He joined Petrofax Engineering and Construction Division as a project manager, and then the division was first established when it was first established in Sharjah in 1992. He was then promoted to regional director and became a member of the divisional board. And in 2007, he was appointed Chief Operating Officer of Petrofac International. He has 22 years of experience in management of EPC projects related to oil and gas industry. If you want to know about his experience, you have to attend his lecture this afternoon. He is currently the Petrofac Ventures Executive Vice President, responsible for the overall management of tendering and project execution. He is a member of the company's executive committee and overseeing the operation side of the company business covering Algeria, Sudan, Syria, Qatar, and North Africa. Mr. Shdeed was responsible for many projects from the tendering stage to the execution in Qatar, Algeria, Syria, and other countries, as I mentioned. And the list also is growing. So you can see our alumni cover the whole globe in their activities. I will now read the citation before we present you the award. It says that the FEA Distinguished Alumni Award is granted to Mr. Marwan Shdeed in recognition of his professional achievements and contributions to the operation and management of large projects in the oil and gas industry. Congratulations. next distinguished alumnus is Mr. Ibrahim Jidaoun. He graduated with a Bachelor's of Engineering degree in Electrical Engineering from AUB in 1986, and then went on to earn a Master's degree in Electronics Engineering from Carleton University in Canada in 1990. He began his career with Bell Northern Research in 1990 and then moved to Nortel Networks in 1994. He was named Vice President and Director of Data Network Engineering at Nortel in 1996 and Vice President of Internet Brand Management in 1999, and became Senior Vice President of Wireless Engineering in 2000, and led the global engineering team responsible for operations, sales, support, and system engineering. He is currently Chief Technology Officer at TELUS Communications in Canada, in Edmonton, where he is responsible for technology strategy, network and services, architecture, and network support systems. Mr. Jidaoun has held numerous leadership roles in the Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers, and has received several professional awards, including IEEE Canada's Outstanding Canadian Engineer Award. His citation reads, "The FEA Distinguished Alumnus Award is granted to Mr. Ibrahim Jidaoun in recognition of his leadership and for his significant contributions to communications engineering and research." Congratulations. The next distinguished alumnus is Dr. Milad Sabali, who is with us. He also was born in Lebanon and earned the BE and ME degrees in electrical engineering at AUB in 91 and 94. So they are getting younger now. And he earned his Doctor of Engineering degree in Systems Engineering from Nagoya Institute of Technology in Japan in 98. He is currently Managing Director of Global Investment, which is based in Lebanon, specializing in education and technology. He is also Chairman and CEO of Technology World Company, and he has many other, I don't know how he can do all this work. He was previously the CEO of Access Solutions Kuwait, and Chief Business Development Officer of KGL Ports International, also in Kuwait, CEO of e-learning of Technology World Company, CEO of Universal Knowledge Solutions, UAE, General Manager of Global Information Systems in Lebanon, and he even served as the Provost of the Syrian Virtual University from 2002 until 2004. So he can do lots of things in 1 year. And he was a consultant for several ministers of higher education in the UAE, Syria, Jordan, Kuwait, and chairman of Information Technology Department at the American University in Dubai from 1999 to 2002. He has, Dr. Sabali created new models of private-public partnership in education sector, and he has designed and supervised many projects. I have a list here, you can see it in the proceedings, about a dozen of them, including Syrian Virtual University, E-Learning Center of Excellence in Kuwait, E-Learning Center in Amman, in Dubai, all related to e-learning and e-training. His current research interests include global economy and the knowledge economy, e-learning, online education and ICT programs, education technology and virtual education, and modern artificial intelligence. So he is a very active individual. His citation reads, "The FEA Distinguished Alumnus Award is granted to Dr. Milad Sabali in recognition of his significant contributions to the field of education and e-learning." Congratulations. Okay, our sixth distinguished alumnus is not with us this morning. He is traveling. He told me he'll be here later today, and he will give his talk tomorrow. But I will want to introduce him. I cannot give him the award. He has to be here to get it. He is Mr. Akram Za'atari. For a change, he was born in Saida, not in the north. So Mr. Za'atari was born in Saida, Lebanon. He earned his Bachelor's of Architecture from AUB in '89, so he's the youngest, and his Master's of Arts in Media Studies from the New School University in New York in '95. In 1997, he was one of the founding members of the Arab Image Foundation and the Lebanese Association for Contemporary Art, and the organizer of the formal Aylul Festival. He is an acclaimed artist and curator based in Beirut. His work is in Beirut, whose work examines the conflicts, images, and documents that have shaped the Lebanese condition. Through his work in the Arab Image Foundation, he developed his recent work on the photographic history of the Middle East. And this work resulted in a series of exhibitions, among which are the vehicle and portraits du Caire, and many other exhibits in Lebanon and abroad. And he is featured in many journals in Lebanon and abroad. Mr. Za'atari received many awards, and I have a long list here of awards, and he had many solo exhibitions. So you can read about this, his exhibitions on awards in the proceedings. And by the way, for those who did not get a copy of the proceedings, they are available outside with all the information about the distinguished alumni and the papers that will be presented at the conference. So his citation reads as follows. The FEA Distinguished Alumnus Award is granted to Mr. Akram Za'atari in recognition of his distinguished contributions to visual arts, his outstanding endeavors in preserving and writing the photographic history of the Middle East, and his innovative and achievements in foregrounding video art in Lebanon. So I will congratulate him, Shansha, and the